What is up, gamers?
What's up, Steeples?
We're back again this week, just like we are every week, the most punctual podcast in flesh and blood. We got a big weekend for you, right, Sneap? What are we talking about?
We had the Calling Portland happen. I want to talk about that because your boy got a top eight. And then we have the new draconic heroes, their abilities revealed to us. So yeah, we got some stuff to talk about.
We got some stuff. I guess let's just jump into CC after the bans and everything in the calling. It's kind of funny that CYB is still like real.
Yeah, that is funny, huh? Like I thought it would die. I think it's just new that plays it now, though.
I think some Enigmas were still playing it, but yeah, for like top eight, I think it was just new.
Yeah. I think it makes the most sense right now, new, just because it's like, is it a attack react or is it a CYB sort of situation?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, we had one new in the finals, and I guess they had it. I don't think it did them any good though. Not
Well,
against Enigma.
Yeah, against Enigma, it's not gonna
Yeah.
help you too much, but still getting to top two with CYB is pretty cool.
I guess that does, say yeah, it's still very relevant. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, not too much. Well, I mean that
Well,
that didn't even change, so nothing really changed in CC with the bans, I guess.
no, no, hold on. Well, yeah, you're right. You're right. Because we had a Dash IO in the fucking top eight.
Was there actually? Why do I not remember that? There was a Dio in top eight.
There was a deal in top eight. Let me pull up this guy. Let me give him his credit where credit is due. But yeah, and I was seeing some Dios because for those who don't know, I went out there and played in that one, and yeah, I was seeing some Dios out there. I was like, really? So yeah, let me
Was
get
he on
this.
Habani Blaster or?
Some of them were, and that still confuses me because I don't know why you don't just play Dash IE. But yeah, I'm gonna pull up his deck list right
Oh,
here.
he was on Habani Blaster
Okay, yeah, yeah.
and Symbiosis
Oh,
shot both
that
of
is
them,
not a
but
name I'm gonna try to say. But he did a great job.
I don't even. He or she did a great job. That name
That's
is
fair.
tough. It
Yeah,
could go either way. I'm not even
yeah.
gonna try and call that. That is interesting. So nothing changed. Dio's still great deck.
Dio's still good.
CYB is still a good card. Um, literally nothing changed. That's
So
hilarious.
I guess they did it right? Because that's what you kind of want is nothing to change, just stuff to like not be as powerful. And I guess that's exactly what happened. So I guess we got to give LSS some credit here.
It turns out they know what they're doing.
How about that?
So yeah, not a whole lot to talk about on the CC front. I think it is kind of more interesting. The more interesting story of the weekend is probably Commoner, and that is where you top aided. Not in the
That is
calling. It
where I
was
top
in the
aided.
Commoner event. So tell
Yeah.
us about Commoner. Is it fun? Is it a meme?
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if I was gonna do it just because I didn't even know the meta. And let's be honest, a lot of people had that impression, like, it might be a little memey, right? And then like it also is under that same format as far as like the build type and the life total as Blitz. And so like, trying to get ready for a competitive Blitz could be pretty hard just because it's a very swingy format. So yeah, I was pretty skeptical, but playing in it, I think it shows how healthy the format is if Icelander and Ira are like some of the top decks because those aren't busted decks by any means, especially in Commoner, but they're like good, like efficient decks. And when efficient decks run the meta, then that's like just saying, yeah, no, this is a good meta, or this is like, yeah, a good format. So I think it's awesome. I actually had a ton of fun.
Yeah, I absolutely hate Blitz. Can't stand it. So I just assumed I would also hate Commoner. But I hate Blitz because it's so swingy. And just
Yeah.
like you could just lose on the spot to anyone at any time. It doesn't matter how good you are, how good they are. But Commoner seems way more back and forth, maybe a little bit more skill intensive. So I still have yet to play it, but I am kind of excited after seeing the results this weekend to
Yeah, I
try
don't know
it. Yeah.
why I never thought about it, but like literally it's the bombs that make Blitz so swingy. Like Blood Rush Bellow is just such a bomb card that can just, you know, end the game real quick. But yeah, like you don't have bombs. in this format. It's you have like your bomb is a Stony Hog, right? It's like
Were you playing that card?
no, Iras play that card sometimes.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Does it cost
there's
two?
some
Is that
cool
why?
little Ira packages too, with like the armor from the what's that Tolarian community college deal, the
All
one thing.
the
Anyways,
tiger
the
armor?
yeah, all that tiger armor. Yeah, there's like a little combo you can do where you can have no cards in hand, and then come in with a tiger for 2 and a pouncing key. I guess you'd have to have a pouncing key in Arsenal or whatnot, but a tiger for 2 and a pouncing key um, for 8, and not ever pitch anything, which is pretty cool. So there's a lot of cool things. I saw a Benji beat a chain. That was interesting. Um, our buddy Joe, he was playing KO Berserker Run, just high rolling and low rolling. So like
That's
there's
one
some
way to do
casual
it.
play. Yeah, I know. He was his goal of that day was just to end with a positive record. It wasn't the top eight.
Just
It's
to
just end with
ruin
a positive.
someone's day.
I told okay, so check this out. This is kind of funny though. So he went 0-2, and he actually dropped. And I told him, was like, because the thought was, because we weren't really that prepared for the format, but turns out if you know how to play Iceland, you can still do it. But the thought was like, hey, we'll go X and 2, and then drop and like do. There's a team sealed Rosetta. We'll do that, right? So, but he went 0-2 and dropped, and I was like, get back in. Like we might as well keep going until like 1:30 when that event goes. So he stayed back in, but he's at the 0-2 bracket now. And then it occurred to me, it was like, okay, if you start winning at that position, because everyone that plays is still out, you're going to face one or two people. You're going to face the people that are just there to have fun, and those are going to be fine, right? Or you're going to face the people that like are 0-2 and like, fuck it, I'll play one more round. And then if you win in high row against those people, it's going to be a really bad time for them.
If you're like, I'll just give this format one more round, one more
Yeah.
shot, and then you get high rolled by a Berserker Runt KO, that would be a
Yeah.
little frustrating.
So that did happen to one guy. So he did ruin one guy's day. But yeah,
That
no,
is
I
kind
just
of funny.
I bring that up just to show like there's definitely a lot of casual gameplay in it, but then there's a lot of competitive too. I think I saw, remember the old Blitz chain set deck? Well, there's like
Yes,
a
yes.
commoner version of that, which is really cool.
I seen with
That
that 3 for 7. What's it called? The one that was a promo.
Phantom Wraith. Yeah.
Well, that's the 2 for 6. But yeah, yeah, the three for
Oh,
seven as well, right?
Phantom Banshee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah, there's yeah, Deadwood Dirge is a common. I mean, like, I don't know. There's like some actual cooking decks.
How is
But
Vincent
then like
not good? She seems like she would be good in there.
who's that? Chain?
Vincent.
Oh, Vincent? Oh yeah, I didn't see any Vincents. That was the one thing. I didn't see Vincents. But
But I guess
yeah, there
just
was
changes does it better. Probably that's why you would never play
that's kind of
Vincent.
I think the point. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's
So
fair.
yeah, Chain, Icelander, Ira are probably the top decks, but then there were some Enigma decks out there, which that's a tough matchup for Icelander. I beat one, lost against the other. You know who I beat?
Who?
Well, as much as I want to say the Matt of the North, he did lose. I have to say the Peter of the South.
Shit. I seen him on the standings there.
Yeah. He was on Enigma. I got a few things going my way that swung in my direction, but it was a close game. But that's a cool dude. I'll say that. Matt Muse. That's a cool dude. If you ever seen him, he looks just like Peter Budensek, except a little bit more handsome. Um,
I I've heard rumblings that like Fatigue Enigma is secretly the best deck in that format. Obviously it didn't turn out to be the case, but I heard a lot
think
of
Ira
that.
just hurts it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Pat Ashley beat me on it and beat me bad. So, yeah, some good players were playing Enigma, but yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I would highly recommend it to anyone who hasn't tried it yet. I actually think it's legit, and I think it's pretty cool. Brody thinks that they might try to put a calling into it next year, and that might be the case. That'd be cool.
Oh, did he say that? That could be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Um, you guys also got the reveals of the hero text box over there too.
Yeah. Yeah, we did. Okay, so this is where I want to talk to you a little bit more on this because you're the market guy. So you've seen where the market has gone. Um, yeah. What do we expect like comes out of this like what's going like what's the numbers showing right now? Because
Uh,
I'm not really deck building for it right now, but I know people are brewing right now.
okay. Yeah, I think the hero boxes and whatnot don't really help us a lot because it's like if your enemy is marked, do something. Which
Hmm.
obviously there's no marked cards we could spec on with that information right now. And then obviously Flick Knives went crazy because of all of the dagger synergies.
See, that makes a lot of sense. I think that's the most obvious one. Yeah.
Right. And the new ninja, since she could re-equip every turn, it's pretty safe to assume that you could get a free flick every turn with Flick Knives. So that makes a lot of sense. Other than that, yeah, nothing really has gone crazy. I'm thinking that Tenacity is gonna go crazy because
Ooh,
they both
that's a good one.
say when you hit a marked hero, do something. So if your opponent is marked, they're gonna try and block out, and if they're trying to block
Right.
out, Tenacity at the
Okay.
end. Seems like it could cook. I guess we'll have to see. So if you don't have your Tenacities, I highly recommend it. We talked about that in the Market Watch today too. Um,
Cool.
but that's really all I got. I don't have a lot of ideas off those text boxes as far as like speculative cards go.
Well, I was with our good friend Lupine Fiasco. You
Okay,
know,
all right. What do you
he was
say?
there. The old Fi gamer. I don't know if I can call him a Fi gamer anymore. He's jumped ship too many times
He
now.
has, yeah.
But and I asked him, I was like, "You gonna go Fi?" He's like, "Syndra, baby." And I was like, "All right." So, anyways, he did come up with this though, which I thought was very good insight. We obviously know that there's going to be draconic daggers
Yeah.
because Syndra's ability, right?
Yep.
If we if we can assume that, you know, these draconic daggers work something similar to Kadachi's, you know, a one for one go again sort of deal, then Fi could be the first and only hero to threaten a massive momentum trigger with just one blue pitch. Because they would go
Right.
Draconic Dagger, Phoenix Flame.
Okay. Yeah, that would be interesting. That would be cool.
And
I
then that would be like a Ninja Turtle 5.
that would be pretty good. I don't think that it could be though. Like that's just way too strong. If they're just like one cost draconic daggers, I think it's way, way too good. I think they're probably gonna say like if a red card was played before this, go again, or if a draconic card was
Mm,
played before this, go again. And I'm leaning
yeah,
towards draconic card because of fealty tokens. Like what would be the point of making the next thing draconic if it didn't synergize with your daggers or something like that?
sure. Okay.
Um, so I'm pretty sure they're gonna say if the last card was draconic, go again. And
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure that they're gonna cost one either.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I want them to. I really don't want them to be because if they cost two, it's gonna feel too much like an assassin dagger.
Yes, but if it costs one and attacks for one, then why are we a warrior?
Yeah, that's okay. That's another thing I want to talk about. So like we do have Quicksilver dagger, right? That's
Yeah,
where did have that before, but it was like never like, oh, we should be running both, Quicksilver daggers. It was like, oh, you can run like, something and Quicksilver. Um, yeah, the fact that Fang looks like a badass samurai and is going to be wielding daggers feels so much like a letdown.
it is a little weird for sure. It's also not guaranteed that they both are using the same dagger, right? Maybe Syndra's
Right.
does cost one and Fang's cost two, and you could swap them around, or maybe she has her own draconic ninja daggers and he has his own draconic warrior daggers. Who
Sure.
knows? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just still I don't like that daggers came out of that, instead of like a sword or something
A
for our
katana.
warrior.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I agree. But
I am happy nothing's like Edge of Autumn. I was a little worried that we might get an Edge of Autumn type token weapon
what
where it's
is
just
Edge of Autumn? Oh, cost
Edge of
two.
yeah, two-handed, one for one go again.
Oh, right. Yeah, we
Yeah.
might. You don't know. We could.
I mean we still might, but it's just such a lame weapon.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're gonna have like some kind of like because in the other art he's holding a katana. So I wonder if there's gonna be like a
Hmm.
different sword or maybe there's like a way to make him a demi hero that or like upgrade your daggers into swords. I don't know how they could do it, but maybe there's
Hold
some
on.
kind of way.
Hold up. I'm cooking now. I'm cooking in my head here.
Hmm.
We have Olympia who changes out armor. Now we're getting Fang who changes out weapons. Maybe there is different weapons that this guy brings in.
It's possible. And on the fealty token, it's like the character has like a, what would you call it? Like a halberd? What do you call like a stick with a knife at the
Oh
end of it?
yeah, yeah, like a you could call that a halberd, a cleave, or a glaive. I think glaive is the technical term.
Okay, well
But
there
yeah,
you go. So we got a glaive on the picture, we got a katana on the picture, and obvious dagger synergies. So yeah, it's totally possible that he switches out
I
weapons.
mean that'd be cool.
That
That'd
would
be
be.
maybe that would be like the warrior thing is like you can switch out your like weapons or equipment sort of deal.
They try and just make that the new identity for warrior. I'd be about it. Yeah,
I
that'd
fuck
be
with it.
cool.
Yeah,
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 like if you,
hell yeah.
especially if it was like not just switching it, but upgrading it. Like if you had like a demi hero, but a demi equipment. You know, you could only equip this if da 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 da.
Right. I do think that there is more room to explore the Demi stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
And I'm about it. I'm about it. It's like permanence, but it's not too much. So
and
it's cool.
and it kind of fits in what we were talking about on our other pod, where it's like something needs to be able to build up value over time to be able to beat these CYB controlled style decks. And what if it's
Hmm.
what if it's Fang building up to a Blade of the Dragons, which takes 10 turns to equip, but
Huh.
it just comes in way over rate, you know?
Right. I like that. Yeah, please, please, please let Warrior be able to beat Illusionist.
Or like it, yeah, I don't know. It just there's a lot of directions they could go with it. I'm very excited to see where they go, and I'm just beyond excited to see what they do with this chaos business that's coming next
Sure.
month.
Yeah, I'd imagine we probably get that in Chicago. It's probably when we get that revealed.
I think it does
If we're
line up.
calling Chicago. Yeah.
Did you see they put like a trailer that is like a spoiler for the spoiler? They put a
Huh.
trailer saying like we're gonna find out what chaos means December 14th. Literally a
Oh,
trailer for the trailer, bro.
nice. Nice. Yeah, that is true, but that's pretty good. Yeah, that would be Chicago. So yeah, I guess that's when we'll know. I got this pointed out. Man, John was on fire because there's a few more things I want to say that Lupine Fiasco pointed out to me, but I didn't never notice this. Tell me if you have. But the fact that there is 8 different arachnes because like the 8 legs and whatnot of a
Oh
spider.
my god, he's cooking,
I
bro.
know.
Get him in here. Add him to the call. What the? That's pretty cool. No, I never thought of that. I never thought of that. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard a lot of Arachne's not a person, it's a group or something. I've heard a lot of this.
I've heard that
Yeah.
too. Yep, yep. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very worried. I just am, man. I really liked Arachne Huntsman. Provided a very cool aesthetic, right? And I think a lot of people do. And I just want that to continue, I guess. I don't know. I'm just worried. I'm just scared.
You know, I always kind of get a little bit scared too. Like, I just love the game and I love
Yeah.
how it is and shit. And I'm always like afraid of change. I'm like, don't ruin this perfect
Right.
game. But like, they made the
They
game.
usually do a good
I'm
job.
sure they know what they're doing. Just like with the
Right.
CYB ban and whatnot.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of have to, you know, just remove myself from that worry. I know they'll do a good job with it. And yeah, Arachne, you're right. He has just so much aura.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just loves Arachne, but
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
the hero's just bad.
Bad.
So
Yeah. No, definitely. I think that is a testament to this company, like because I know you came from Yu-Gi-Oh and I came from Magic. If I was worried like this when I was playing Magic, like my worries were justified. Do you know what I mean? Like it would definitely come to, fruition. It's like, oh yeah, Arachne sucks ass still. It's like I was right to think that.
yeah,
But it's like, yeah, I also feel like I have a little bit more trust with this company because yeah, they just keep performing.
yeah, we worry for a reason. We worry because we've lived it.
We've been
We've
hurt.
experienced this many times. But but never in Flesh and Blood. So
Not really.
I
I mean, I
think
was hurt when Winter Will got banned. I'll be honest. That was a sad day.
I'm trying to think what's like the most hurt I've ever been in
On
this
like a
game.
banning
Probably not.
or
Honestly, I've probably been more hit by the lack of bans.
okay, okay.
Okay, we didn't ban more from Zen or we didn't ban more from Lexi or something. It's like, okay, well, why are we letting Lexi rotate and then we're not letting Briar rotate? Or you know what I mean? Like,
Sure.
why
No,
are
I get what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I want to talk about that. Because like, okay, so Enigma won, Michael Fang on Enigma, right? Um, and then he faced a new in the final. And then there was 2 to 3 Zins. And then there's also a battle hardened Stockholm that had like 2 or 3 Zins in the top 8 as well. We are right back to part the Misfell meta.
Everyone's been saying I did want to talk about this too. I wanted to bring it up in the sense that this is the only toxic thing I've heard on Twitter in weeks, bro. It's so great lately. I don't know what it is. There's no toxicness, but I seen this on Twitter where someone was talking about how Miss Vale is kind of OP, and I don't know. Does that really bug you? Is it like rub you the wrong way? I don't mind it. I don't know what it is. It's okay with me.
Honestly, right now, I'm okay with it just because like it wasn't that way from the beginning. Like Bright Lights had it where because out of Outsiders, Bright Lights never had any of their heroes make it
Hmm.
at any point. Dash.io wasn't good really until now, to be honest. And so because in the beginning of this meta we had Florians, even Verdances, and Auroras with good like have a lot of success. Like it didn't feel like we skipped a set. So, but we are going back to it. I think that's because like actually I don't know. I don't know why Aurora just had such a poor performance. I mean, like none in the top 8 is kind of bizarre to me, but I kind of do think Zen might be the best aggro deck.
That's
And
what
so
everyone says. Yeah, Zen's just the best
yeah,
deck.
so Zen's
Period.
just
So
taking that spot. The other thing is too, Enigma isn't like going to be around that much longer. I don't think. I don't think we get Enigma for like another set after Hunted.
so my thoughts on that are there. So this is what I was saying, right? Sometimes they just let heroes rotate, and
Yeah, I think
sometimes
she's gonna be one of them.
yeah, like they're letting Enigma rotate. They're okay with that. But like with Zen, they're like, no, banned, Which is like,
Yeah.
okay, but what makes them decide like what they're gonna stop and what they're gonna allow? Allowing the only illusionist, I mean, Prism is technically an illusionist, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
really. So
Yeah.
allowing the only illusionist to rotate, what does that tell you? That they have potentially another illusionist right down the pipe, right?
I hope not. I would like to see Illusionists be at a minimum again. We go back to heavy hitter sort of meta, and then Jarl's in that meta, and I'm so happy. But I see your point. I see your point. Well, surely when we get the Monarch V3, that's when we're gonna get Illusionist again, I'd imagine.
I don't think
Or
so,
at
because
least Illusionist cards, right?
we'll probably get Prism support because she won't be gone by then.
No, yeah,
Um,
I don't think so.
but I would say we sooner get a new chain before we get a third Prism.
Yeah, it might be one of those cases where it's like we don't get a new illusionist, but it feels like that way just because like Prism gets like a huge bump, I guess
Sure.
maybe.
Okay. I was thinking
Yeah.
more like either, well, just Droma is what I'm thinking. So either an expansion
Oh,
slot.
sure.
What if
Okay.
they made her an expansion slot in the Hunted? That would be so sick. But they'll probably save it for like a Armory deck.
It feels like if they were doing something like that, it'd be like the Briar for Rosetta,
Yeah. Yeah, they
like a
probably
full art.
actually will just do that. They'll probably just make
Yeah.
a Marvel
Of-
Dromai. Yeah. But
How do you feel about that? If that's like the new norm is just like a Marvel hero of old, because I guess that's how you can make old Marvel heroes where you didn't have them before.
I think it's sick. I think it's so cool. It's awesome.
I do,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
I'd be
love it.
into it.
Dude, I'm
Yeah.
like a Marvel Briar to me is so much cooler than a Marvel anything else in Rosetta because it's timeless. Like if I get a Marvel Verdance, she ain't gonna be good in LL, right? Probably not. I probably will never play with that card
So for
again.
that
It's
One week.
yeah, as soon as she LLs, that's it.
Yeah,
That Marvel's done to me. But
I
Briar
see.
is one of those heroes, and Rosetta Thorn is one of those weapons that I
Right.
could be playing with for 10 years. So it's so sick to me. Yeah, I love it.
I mean, shit, Rosetta Thorn was getting played in Commoner. That's really why Chain was so good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's,
Yeah, that's
so
what
Rosetta
like
Thorn has so much reach.
is there a LL system for Commoner? Are they going to implement one or is it just going to be everything forever?
I think it's like LL. I think it's just gonna be everything forever. I think,
I
honestly,
like that. Hey, I like that. I think that's
I do
cool.
too.
Yeah,
I
I
do
like
too.
that.
I think that's. I think those formats tend to be better in my. Well, I tend to like them more just because they tend to have a bigger pool of like different things you can do.
Mhm. I
Yeah,
like it. Yeah, no, that sounds fun.
yeah. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't see New making a rise. I still am kind of confused why New is good, but like I guess if Aurora is taking a step down and Zen is becoming the new aggro deck, that makes sense that New gets there. So yeah, it's
Well,
I was having
what if
yeah,
it's
go
just
ahead.
like Zen versus Aurora feels so bad for Aurora. So if
Really?
Zen, yeah, it does. It feels so bad. I can't beat
Okay.
it.
No
But if
shit.
it's
Okay.
if it's so bad, like why would you ever play Aurora, I guess? Whereas like last format or not
Hmm.
last format, but like Worlds format, I guess nothing really had changed, but people hadn't figured out Zen was the best deck quite yet. So what if it
Right.
was just like, yeah, maybe Viserai loses that race, but there's so many reasons to want to play Viserai. Like, he could do the rune chant stacking thing or
Hmm.
has so many
Hmm.
different avenues of play where Aurora doesn't. Aurora's just an aggro deck.
Yeah, she is just an aggro deck. I think Aurora has a better time into New than Zen does, but um, yeah. I mean, I don't know
Uh, does
because
she?
well,
Zen
yeah. I
has
mean, yeah. Go ahead.
Zen has really good D reacts.
He does have D reacts. Yeah, he actually does play a decent amount too nowadays. But I think his hands are more susceptible to get hit. Like
Oh
if
yeah, sure.
yeah, and I think that's really where New rises. I mean, like we're really just talking about part the missile like right now. It's just it really is just that triangle all over again. Now, here's something I gotta take on this. I still think, and part of the reason why I took Viscerai for the classic constructed in the calling, because I do think Enigma is the best deck in the format. I think Aurora is the most popular, but Enigma is the best. And I think if you can day two on a Viscerai, that can be in having a good matchup into Enigma can get you, catapult you into top eight. And that's kind of why I was doing that. So I still think Enigma is the best deck. And when you have Aurora and Zen in the field, like I I don't think Syndra is going to do anything different that would take Enigma out. That's why I think Enigma still might be the best deck going into this next meta.
I could see. Oh, why would you say that? Dude, it would be impossible to protect a mirror guy against Syndra.
I feel you, but like, shouldn't it be that way against like Zen as well? And like,
I don't think it is though.
okay,
What if you catch him on, well, he would side out his D-Rex and stuff. I guess that's not true. Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know. Maybe it is. I don't play either of those decks, so I guess it's a little hard for me to say. But it does to me feel like Zen takes off turns and stuff. And since he
yeah.
can't play Needles in that matchup, he's just like throwing a
You know
Kukara,
they don't
which is
even
not
play
that good.
needles anymore.
Oh, maybe that's why they keep throwing Needles at me. I don't know what it is.
Interesting. Yeah, no, like the Zens that you'll see in the top eight deck list just have Tiger Taming cars.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah,
know that. Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
so
I guess just because I don't actually, I have no idea why that's the case. I'm not a Zen player either. I might start messing with him though,
I
just to
think
try him.
yeah, he does seem very, very powerful. It's kind of crazy. I think Dense Blue Mist is gonna start going up. That card seems very good if people are throwing a lot of daggers your way or just swinging
Oh,
with a
that's
lot
a
of
good
daggers.
point. Yeah, yeah, because that is what you would use as an Enigma to counter new staggers. Yeah, yeah.
And
So she does have some tools to be able to get Syndra. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm curious. I really think she'll be very relevant. I think all of the heroes will be, except for maybe new. It really depends on like how. Like I don't think new fucks with Fi all that much. So
I
I think she.
I think new is just or assassin in general, I guess could fit into this category. It's just like guardian, where it's like if you know what the meta is and you're going into a relatively narrow meta, that you can
Yeah,
like tech and target, I think it's always gonna be good. Like if as long as you know what you're gonna fight against. If it's an aggro
sure.
meta, you're good. Yeah.
There were some weird decks that day too that were having some good records, by the way. I don't know if you saw.
Dude, I did. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
decks, right? There's a lot of decks that are like, this deck would be insane if Enigma didn't
Yeah.
exist. There's so many decks
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
really what it is. Yeah.
And one of them is Victor. I've been playing so much
Oh,
Victor
yes.
lately. So like the
Yeah.
last like four locals I've played in, I won with Victor. I just fucking because no
Yeah,
one plays Enigma over here.
you
And
convinced Dalton.
I convinced Dalton to play him. And then Peter was like, Victor's so bad, Victor's so bad. But then me and Pete played, and then I won, and Dalton's like, fuck it, I'm playing Victor.
What was it? Pete's on Aurora,
He
right?
was on
Yeah.
Aurora,
Okay.
yeah. It
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a really close, a really good game.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
I
I'm
thought it
sure it
was gonna
is.
be better for me than it was, but it was
Yeah.
still. I feel like it was still quite Victor favored. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think Guardian has like a sneaky good matchup. And yeah, Dalton went, 5-0, and then he finally faced an Aurora, or not Aurora, but Enigma, and yeah, that's where got his first loss on that. But
Dude, I
uh,
still feel like just there's so many new players that have come from either Misvale or Rosetta. You could
uh-huh,
get a lot of people who just don't know what these older heroes, less relevant heroes do.
sure, sure. Oh, you know what, dude? That's actually how I top aided with Islander.
Yeah,
Like
you've ran into some people who just didn't know what was going on, or
my last matchup, it was a win and in. My last matchup, he was playing Ira, I was playing Icelander, and that's a close one. That's the one that's going to be like Icelander v Dromai. It's like that sort of matchup, and that's so much fun. But anyways, yeah, he hadn't played Icelander before, or hadn't like experienced the time when Icelander was around, and so he didn't make he's good enough. He made top 8 in San Diego. So he's not like a bad player by any means, but he just wasn't like as knowledgeable because there's like one turn like next to the last turn where I have a card in arsenal and 2 cards in hand, and he pitches his last card to swing with dagger, and he's at like 2 health.
oh, you
And I'm
can't
like,
do that. Yeah.
oh yeah, like you can't do that. But I had a fucking red Fiendl's Fine Spirit in my arsenal. But
Ah, shit.
in my head, I was like, ain't no way he's gonna be pitching here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
ain't no way. And he does it. I was like, this motherfucker called my bluff, and now I'm gonna lose. I let the dagger hit, and then I fucking punted because they have the Mask of the Three Tails, which I know you know what that does, but just for reminders for our viewers. um,
Because you know I know
it's
what it does.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a one-time mask of momentum. That's what it is. And he
Okay.
hit with the previous 2 attacks. So then he got to draw a card, and I was like, oh my God, I'm actually just throwing at this point. And he threw a Razor Reflex, and he attacked with his dagger, and at this point I'm at 4. So if he razors it, I'm dead. But he thought that I could just activate Waning Moon without having to do a non-attack.
Uh-huh.
And so he arsenals it.
Wow.
And
Okay.
And so, because I didn't block, because I didn't know it was a razor reflex, right? So if I knew it could have been, but I knew if I blocked, then I only have 1 card in hand, and then it was an ice bolt, and I'd have to pitch the ice bolts into Fiendos. I wanted to arsenal that ice bolt, right?
Yeah, right.
And so it's like I didn't block it because like if he comes in with a 4 attack, then I have to block that. But it worked out. But anyways, that just goes to show, like, yeah, there is a lot. You're right. There's a lot of playable that haven't faced those older heroes.
Yeah, and it's
So
especially these less popular ones like
right.
heroes like Icelander or like Victor, like you really need to change. You can't just like play your best hands every turn and just like perform your own deck the way it's supposed to and not change
Right.
like your macro game plan and expect that to work. Like against Victor, you really need to like change how you're playing the game to be able to
Hmm.
overcome him. And if you're not used to that, yeah, it's gonna be a bad time. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Dorinthia excels on that. She
Sure.
eats
Yeah.
up new players that haven't faced her before. I actually had to face Dorinthia in the calling. But one deck that falls, I think probably gets you a lot of wins just from what you're saying exactly, just not knowledge, is Vincent. Mara Ferris was on Vincent and she day two'd. And she wasn't the only one that day two'd with Vincent.
I seen, yeah, bro. Even the market's going crazy for Vincent right now. Funeral Moon is like a $5 Majestic.
I do not understand it. Like that's like, look. Arachne looks cool to me, but there is so many Vincent lovers out there. It blows my mind. I don't see it at all. I don't get it, but hey, to each their own.
I think it's a sick hero. It's a cool hero, but it's just like Arachne. I think he's cool, but it's like if you
Right.
can't win with it, I just can't get behind it. I'm sorry.
I know. I feel the same way. A few Ocilios made day two as well.
There's a deck you could win with, baby. Let's go. The silly boys are out there.
Yeah. I talked to Colin Erickson. We were knew each other a few times. He was on Kasai. And I was like, "What'd you face so far?" He was like, "I faced two Acilios." I was like, "What the fuck?"
He's probably like one of the few people actually prepped for that matchup too, since he's
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
team with a couple of different Acilio
That's true.
players.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah. Yeah.
He was 2-0, huh?
Yeah. No, he lost his first round. It was against Nacilio, I think. I
Oh,
remember
okay.
talking to him then. Yeah. Um, no, we didn't have me and him didn't have a great day, and a lot of Viscerai players, like Brody was on Viscerai. Viscerai didn't have a great day one. It was all those Zins hanging around was
Yeah,
really
I
tough
was
for
just about to
us.
say, is it Zen State tokens? Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll do
yeah.
it. That'll do it. Old Long Long gave me an idea to blast to
Okay.
a side blast to Oblivion in Aurora to be able to bounce their Zen states.
Oh, does that work? You
That
can bounce your
works. It does. I had to read it too. It does. Isn't
no
that sick?
shit. That is actually kind of sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, with Viscerai, I have to like Arsenal a Condemn the Slaughter and just wait.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It could be worth looking into. Blast to
No, I
Oblivion.
think it is. Blast Oblivion is not a terrible card, honestly.
I think it's already like, yeah, a fine card. So if you had like
Yeah, it's like
additional
a
application,
just
then
like the Reds would be fine. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, it's just like, do you need exude confidence? Just throw those in instead.
Good point, actually. No, honestly, I think with how big Zin is, that's probably the slot, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, isn't it also good against Enigma? You could bounce her
Uh,
stuff too.
I guess that's true. Yeah, you can bounce her stuff, like literally just kill a Spectral Shield. That feels good.
Yeah,
Especially if it has like from Spectral Manifestation. That feels real good.
it turns like a press into a 0 for 4 instead of a 0 for 3. Seems good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I like it. I like it. Um, no, that's cool. I like that tech. You played some LL this weekend.
I did. It was.
I didn't expect you to play that hero.
Oh, you heard, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like racking through it in my head. I'm like, what should I play? What sounds fun? I'm like, ooh, Chain, Briar, Dio, and all these other heroes. They all sound so. I'm like, bro, if I play any of that, I'm just gonna get, reveal 3, crippling, reveal 3, spinal. This is what was going on in my head.
Sure.
So I was like, it just feels like I'm throwing if I don't play Starvo. But then I played him and I'm like, oh wait, it actually doesn't go that way
If it
at
did,
all.
it would be insane.
It
But
never
yeah.
goes that way.
Yeah.
It's like kind of. All right, get this. So I did
Okay.
technically, I won the tournament, but in the
Okay, cool.
last round, I don't even know why they
Uh-huh.
paired a last round because I was the only undefeated. I played
Okay,
against
sure.
Tyler, and
He was on Reinar.
fans of the channel have probably heard stories of Tyler. He is a Reinar only gamer, and he was
True,
still
true.
same Reinar deck, no LL
Yeah,
cards in it.
he said it's the best version.
Yeah, and he was like, I don't care. It's the same 60 I played into Starvo 3 years ago. And he did beat me because my deck just like was totally unfunctional, and I just could
Yeah.
never fuse against him, and I couldn't really get anything going. And he just totally cooked me, just blood rush. And it wasn't like he high rolled me. I don't want to say that because he didn't. It was like a lot of back and forth
Mm,
turns. I just couldn't quite get anything going, and he would just block a lot, wait for a blood rush, and blow me up.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so Starvo's not as powerful as I thought he would be at all. So now I'm
Yeah.
kind of like inspired to try some aggro decks. I'm excited to
What you
play
think of
more.
the Yeah, you okay, yeah, you like the format?
Yeah, it seems like it's a lot of fun so far, but I gotta play everything and figure it
I
out.
play
Yeah.
it. No, yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, I love Starvo is a lot, I mean, like, look, playing with these new Rosetta cards, like Electromagnetic Somersault,
Dude, that card is
that's
what sold me. That shit is so fun.
That is so sick in Sarvo.
I
Um,
I
yeah.
blocked with two Starstrucks, made two seismics, somersaulted them back, and I had to stop and show everyone. I'm like, Greg, look, Greg, everyone, look.
That is actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's worthy of that for sure. Yeah. No, hell yeah.
That was too fun.
Um, yeah. I had Cheyenne on there. I built her that Aurora deck with the ball lightnings and stings of sorceries.
Tyler got hurt too, right? Or Tyler
She
beat
got
no,
Tyler.
Tyler beat Zen. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Old Ian
Yeah.
was on Zen with stubbies and belittle and
Uh-huh.
whatnot, and he got there with Reinar.
Yeah. It's a fun format. It's a fun format. There's a
Anything
lot
could
of fun
happen.
stuff. Anything really though. Actually though. Yeah. No, I I'm very pleased. Like I think the Eternal formats are in a good spot. I really do. And then honestly, like I know you're a hater of Blitz, but I fucking love Blaze, and I think it's just the fact that there are some heroes that are in Blitz I can't play anywhere else is what makes me still like Blitz.
I
But there's another format I think that needs changing right now, honestly.
I do
EPF, I guess.
I do hate Blaze, or I do hate Blitz, but Blaze does look fun.
Mm.
I'm sure she would just be more fun if she existed in CC though.
Yeah, I think an adult Blaze would be not even like format breaking. It'd be like Jarl. It will have an effect, but it won't, immediately be like the S tier hero.
What? Wait, she's just worse than Kano, right?
In a sense.
So yeah,
In a
she ain't
sense.
breaking nothing.
Yeah.
If
No, I don't
Kano's
think
not
so.
good, then she definitely
Honestly,
isn't good.
this calling would have been the perfect time to play Kano. Like you could see some of like there's literally Zen decks that have AB0.
What?
Yeah. Literally just plays the 4 equipment and then the tiger taming and says, fuck you. I don't give a shit.
Cilio
So it's
time.
like I I think that's why some of Cilio's made day two. I think some of Cilio's just came in and got him. Oh, Cilio beat Dalton.
Oh, I buy that because
He-
I think he was
Yeah, he
only
had
playing AB
AB1.
one. Yeah,
That's the thing. Like
yeah,
AB is so low right now. Wizards should be like taking advantage of this.
yeah, yeah. They really should. I wish Verdance was good, but
I know.
she needs
There's
something.
a few that day two, and I was really hoping one of them would top 8, but yeah, it just didn't get there. Yeah,
If they could find like some kind of end game strategy to play to that's not,
the
pop
healing
all your
bot. Yeah,
potions and the Aether
yeah.
type, like that's just not good enough to me.
Yeah. She maybe another specialization or something.
Yeah,
Maybe she's gonna be a expansion slot hero that needs something.
she just needs one card that like makes the end game make sense for her, and
Yeah,
I'm all in.
she's pretty close. She's
Yeah.
really close.
She's got a
Yeah.
good like back and forth. She's just not playing towards anything. She just needs her
Yeah.
frost hex.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. But I bet a lot of them day two just because of the lack of AB there too as well. I don't know
True.
if Zen becomes the new aggro deck, which I think fairly good. I mean, look, here's the deal. We're talking about a meta that's like literally over. You know what I mean?
It's over.
Like I think that was the last one. I think there's a few battle harns here and there, but we're literally about to get into the hunted meta, so maybe we shouldn't keep on this
Yeah, I
one.
don't want to get too speculative here. Yeah, we'll just call it there. That's all we got for you guys today. Later, y'all.
Yeah, keep on fapping.